Here we go. Time for some slop. So you may remember MindsEye. This is a game that came out. It came out last year. I already almost forgot. This was by one of the GTA co-creators in Leslie Benzies, and there was a level of interest in it because of that. We don't, unfortunately, get as many crime-based open-world games as I feel we should nowadays. You know, as I've mentioned, Sleeping Dogs is one that does come to mind for me, where I just look at that beautiful video game and think to myself, what could have been? Like, we need more of these. When Saints Row, not the latest one, but when Saints Row was at the top of the mountain, oh my God, dude. Like, that, what a great time. Like, it wasn't just GTA. And I feel like there was a void in the market where, as GTA 6 took an eon to come out, that another competitor in the crime-based open world genre could have popped up. I guess Mafia was one of those. Mafia 3 kind of did that a little bit. But Mafia the Old Country immediately shrunk its focus and went for something a little bit more linear, which is fine. So no competitors rose to stand up to GTA, which I understand. It's probably not your first thought. Let's challenge GTA because you'll never be bigger than it. But still, like, even if you're half a GTA size, you're one of the biggest games on the planet. I say all that to say that that's what stoked the interest for MindsEye. It was this kind of futuristic GTA. It had one of the GTA minds behind it. IO Interactive was publishing it. Reviews came out. And yeah, it was like a complete, utter disaster here. Now, given IO Interactive was involved in this, there was reason to believe like there might be something here because IO Interactive has made the Hitman games, and the Hitman games are phenomenal. When that didn't work out, and this was IO's first go-around with publishing, I thought these two were going to split. The developer behind MindsEye and Build a Rocket Boy and IO Interactive, I thought we're going our separate ways here. Well, that's only just happened now, but in a amazing, beautiful plot twist here. As Insider Gaming reports here, Build a Rocket Boy ends the publishing partnership with IO Interactive on MindsEye. This is incredible to me. Okay, let's read this, and then I'll get into why I think this is incredible. Insider Gaming has learned that development behind MindsEye, Build a Rocket Boy, are planning to announce soon that they have decided to part ways with their publisher, IO Interactive. According to sources close to the impending news, the decision is driven by Build a Rocket Boy's desire to bring its publishing in-house and gain more control over its future. That includes faster decision-making, simpler communication, and greater control over the player experience. I just find this incredible, dude, because if I'm IO, I'm insulted a little bit. I'm like, you're breaking up with us? You're breaking up with me? Me. You made that stinky pile of doo-doo, and you're breaking up with me? The audacity, man. I am so surprised by this. Again, they double down on it here. It's understood that the decision to part ways is Build the Rocket Boys rather than IO Interactives. I'm surprised by this as well because I don't know what happened on the inside baseball here, but this sounds like a great partner. You had a commercial flop, and it was a disaster, a widely covered disaster, and they didn't break up with you, bro. That's loyalty. That's real loyalty right there. You don't see that in the business world. They were like, yeah, you know what? You're fine. I thought immediately after this, there would be no support or anything like that here. Well, MindsEye, to its credit, as you can see here, has continued to get numerous updates. We're looking at the latest one here, Update 7. And given that they kind of hung with it, right? I thought to myself, again, like, they must see something in this. IO Interactive must see something in this. This could become something here. But here we have Update 7. They say, hey, everyone, Update 7 introduces a brand refresh and another step forward in overall polish guided by player and community feedback. The team's continuing to push improvements and more updates are on the way. This update includes smoothing campaign flow, making objectives easier to follow, and continuing to refine AI behavior. For Deluxe Edition players, Update 7 also introduces the Silva E-Series, a full-street Circuit City Center race in Red Rock, now stages a big event street race with grandstand barriers and NPC spectators. The Silva Corporation has set the stage for a technical skill-first challenge. Put down your fastest run and secure your place in the global leaderboards. That's like just one of the updates here. Here's 6.1, which was a month ago. They say, first off, happy holidays. And from all of us at Build a Rocket Boy Studio, we're listening carefully to evolve your gaming experience. Update 6.1 is out now. Further AI and animation enhancements. MindsEye is celebrating the festive season with 2 new Arcadia missions. Ultra Terminal Going Haywire, a Christmas-themed twist on the Going Haywire series after its great reception from players, and So You Think You Can Fly Sky Race. Additionally, a new Christmas asset pack has been added to Build Arcadia, so you can add some of that holiday energy into yourself with your crafted missions. operations. Also, we've introduced new Arcadia creator tutorials and addressed bugs in both MindsEye and Build Arcadia. Again, you look at these patch notes, they're hanging with it, dude. So when I see here that they broke up with IO Interactive, I'm like, really? I'm just surprised by that, but IO Interactive doesn't mean that they're the key to the future. I'm surprised that this game is even getting any of this. All right. I did not expect it to go this far here. We've seen this story before, man. Like, there's no way there's going to be major layoffs and stuff. And while the studio is being shaken up a lot, they're continuing to update the game. Obviously, as you can see here, even though it's update 7, I mean, we're still talking like AI stuff and a race being introduced. Like, it's nothing substantial, but they are hanging with it. They are believing in it, and they are trying to make it a comeback. And I just hope for the sake of the lead actor, I always forget his name, but this guy was in Mafia 3 and MindsEye, and he's a great performer, great voice too, but he's in games that are like received as a flop. I feel bad for him, and I hope just for his sake they do right by him so that this game can be redeemed and that people don't run away from him in his career. Now, that was already kind of crazy enough, right? The breakup, the updates, but this story here, rounded up by game developer, I think is perhaps one of the craziest turnouts, because you might remember from when the game launched that the co-CEO had accused that there was like insider work to sabotage MindsEye. And we've never really seen that before. And a lot of people read it as like, cope, bro, cope, like your game was bad. No one sabotaged you. You sabotaged yourself. They're very firm in the belief that someone was sabotaging them because report, MindsEye dev installed surveillance software without employees' knowledge here. They say this is according to a report by GamesIndustry.biz. The publication says it saw Slack messages between studio workers who discovered that management had reportedly installed monitoring software called Terramind on their machines. Staffers found out in January after noticing their hardware was slower than usual, which impacted the performance of game development tools like Maya, which for those who don't know is like a 3D modeling tool. Then, Build a Rocket Boy management reportedly admitted to installing the software, but only after the fact. Afterward, the company asked staff to sign an updated IT privacy policy. So that could suggest that, I don't know for sure, speculation, but that they were violating a privacy policy. And now that they've been caught, they're like telling people like, quick sign this here. It continues on saying, GamesIndustry.biz, alongside Insider Gamer reports, have seen an impromptu all-hands video call that took place in last week of January. In it, co-CEO Mark Gerard reportedly described Terramind as enhanced cybersecurity software and said that while management trusts most of its staff, it's the 1% that is the problem here. Gerard reportedly said that Build a Rocket Boy hoped to remove the tech within 3 months, with the caveat that this was directly linked to MindsEye's success. So again, like I mentioned, when the game flopped, they said that this was because they were being sabotaged here. The latter refers to claims from co-CEO Leslie Benzies, who is the former president of Rockstar North, that MindsEye's critical reception and low sales have been partially due to saboteurs within the company. I find it disgusting that anyone could sit amongst us, behave like this, and continue to work here, Benzies reportedly said during an internal meeting by BBC Newsbeat. And so I just look at that and I'm just like, whoa, this is like, again, I know the game did horribly, but like they're such in belief that they got sabotaged that they are installing like spy software on their employees' computers to catch someone. And they don't know who it is, but they must have seen something. This continues on saying, it's one of many claims and actions in a long saga that includes layoffs as well as allegations of mandated crunch and mismanagement. In early October, a group of almost 100 former and current Build a Rocket Boy developers published an open letter in which they claimed that mismanagement purportedly led the disastrous handling of redundancies and unbearable level of overtime. And that's crazy to think about, because when you have that much overtime that they're describing here and you come out with the product that they had, like that game had no chance in hell. And maybe now with all of these updates, maybe it's somewhere. We see the hot fixes. We see the updates. Maybe it's getting somewhere. But we'll know at a certain point how much time it truly actually needed to be in a polished state for launch. And if that'll redeem anything. Because again, the story presentation for MindsEye was one of the things that was good about it. Like the way they shot some cutscenes I thought was good. I don't know if it really redeems the whole thing. But again, time will tell. It'll definitely be a fun game to revisit on like Retro Rebound or on the Mr. Matty channel, one or the two. But what you see here is more from a game developer. They say, during a call reviewed by GamesIndustry.biz, Gerard reportedly claimed without providing evidence that a very big American company had spent over $1.1 million committing criminal activity against Build a Rocket Boy. According to the report, Gerard claimed the sum took the form of paying UK influencer agency Ritual Network, as well as 3 unnamed journalists and a few Build a Rocket Boy employees to damage the company. All of these parties, Garrard reportedly said, were set to receive in-person criminal complaints shortly. In a statement provided to GamesIndustry.biz, a Build Up Rocket Boy spokesman said the following: "Sadly, we do have evidence that there has been a coordinated campaign to purposefully and maliciously damage Build Up Rocket Boy's reputation and undermine confidence in MindsEye. We are working with our legal teams and taking steps to address this." The latter follows a claim by Garrard on MindsEye Discord server in which he said there was a concerted effort against the studio ahead of the game's release, thanks to Eurogamer. In another statement sent to GamesIndustry.biz, Ritual Network denied the accusations against it by Garrard, saying it was unaware of any legitimate legal action and that it has not been provided with any evidence to support these claims. It's just like, dude, this is insane. Like, I've never seen anything like this where they think an actual internal slander campaign and like games journalists were involved in dismantling MindsEye. At the same time, though, it's like hard to believe because MindsEye was awful. I'm so eager to learn what's happening here because, again, I shouldn't get giddy because it's such a fucked up situation, but like this is a crazy story, like unlike anything I can think of. Currently, Benzies, who recently denied allegations of sexual assault after being named an unidentified person in the recent Epstein files released by the Justice Department, is on a well-earned temporary leave to recharge after more than a year of working around the clock, Garrard reportedly told employees. A spokesperson for the studio subsequently confirmed to GamesIndustry.biz that following the development of the recent updates, Benzies is taking a short planned break following this intense period of work and remains as a co-CEO. So that's what's going on with MindsEye. I really thought this game was going to come and go. Like once I played it, I did our review on it where I kind of played it in real time. I was like, wow, man, like this is worse than I expected in a lot of ways. I thought the studio would get shut down. No one was going to buy this thing. But now they've ditched their publisher, where I'm wondering where the funding's coming from. Are people engaging with MindsEye? I don't think there's any like microtransactions. Like where's the money coming from? How are we still supporting this thing? It's not like I want people to lose their jobs. I know a lot of people did lose their jobs over this, right? They included layoffs right here in this story from a game developer here where they confirmed that there were layoffs. It could affect over 100 employees. So there were people affected by this, but I thought it was going to be more dramatic, like studio closures, that sort of stuff. So I'm surprised this thing's around and kicking, but this has been such an incredible story. Everything from the breakup, like that Build a Rocket Boy went to IO and said, yeah, you're the problem. We're out. We're going to handle this ourselves, to the thing still getting updated. And now spy software. Whoa, man. Keep an eye on this one. This is going to be fascinating to see how it develops.